Welcome to Culture Connect TV. My name is Audrey Ray Daniel, and I am your host this evening. And I'd like to welcome you to Culture Connect TV. I'm one of the producers of the show, and we're bringing kind of a potluck salon-type look at culture around the world and locally. And tonight's guest, I would like to introduce you to Scarlett Shepard. And Scarlett is the founder and executive director of the San Francisco Women's Film Institute. Welcome, Scarlett.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I'm always so amazed by all the work that your organization does. Can you talk about your organization?
Sure. Well, it's the Women's Film Institute, and we have a host of programming. We're most notably known for the San Francisco International Women's Film Festival, held annually in April. We basically showcase films directed and co-directed by women from around the globe. And we also do a lot of screening and events year-round. We co-present with other film festivals, and we have a youth program called Generation Her Story.
So maybe we can take a look. You brought a trailer.
Yes.
Of the last film festival, which I have to say I've been to probably the last 5 years worth of film festivals, and they're just tremendous. And if you guys get a chance next year, we're going to have that film festival, right, in San Francisco, and please come and attend that. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the trailer.
Sure.
So Scarlett, can you tell us, how did you start this film festival? And how do you make it happen every year with, it's just, it adds so much to the film scene in the Bay Area.
Thank you. Well, getting it off the ground every year is a huge undertaking, but somehow, with a lot of great films, great volunteers, and people who really are hungry for women's stories come to the festival, and that's really how it happens. I started it in film school. I was earning my film degree at SF State in 2004. And what I noticed a lot in my film history studies, there wasn't very much women being talked about in terms of their contributions to the history of cinema. And so I began to wonder, as a filmmaker, and I was about to graduate soon, where's my place as a woman filmmaker in this industry? And so I got together with like-minded individuals and staff, and we really wanted to address the deficit that was in the curriculum. So by doing so, we came together and started the first annual SF State University Women's Film Festival.
Oh, wow. So it actually started at SF State.
Yeah. And it was really a unique experience because putting on a film festival and asking people for support and people showing up and really wanting to see this thing come to life was really magical. And 500 people showed up.
Wow. And
there was so much dialogue around the films. And then I realized once I was about to graduate, because SF State is such a commuter school, that maybe this legacy would disappear and no one was really there to pick up where I left off. So I graduated, took the film festival off the campus, and here we are 9 years later.
Wow.
Really There's really a need for it, and just the voices and the diversity of filmmakers and women really need access to this forum because, as we know, there is a big gender inequity in the media.
So, and then you got into creating one of your passionate programs, which is Generation Her Story.
Yeah. Well, I started this back in 2006 because I really wanted to be a part of the solution, because what I was really hearing is a lot of negative stuff about where are the women filmmakers in Hollywood. And so, and as a young person, I really wanted to pursue filmmaking ever since I was a little girl. I was just in love with movies. And so I wanted to put together a program that teaches young women how to make their own films, ages 12 to 19. So for about 8 to 12 weeks, they come to our location and we give them the training and they learn how to write, direct, and shoot their own films.
Wow.
And it's just been really magical to watch the transformation, and they get to crew on each other's films, and it's all about team building and empowerment and finding your voice. And I don't think that there are very many opportunities for young people, young women, to do that. So we do that through Generation Her Story. So right now, I'm in the process of raising awareness and funds for a fall workshop for 10 young women. So we will have new films by the next wave of women, young women filmmakers.
And you brought a clip in, right?
I did.
What is the clip?
Yeah, this is a clip. This is from Kaya Connolly, who was in our program in 2008, and she directed a film called Captain Compost and Lady Recycler. It's a PSA, and it's all about recycling, but she tells it in a very clever way, and so we're about to see it.
Oh, let's take a look.
Check 1, 2. Hey guys, this isn't working.
Nothing seems to be wrong.
Yeah, I don't have any sound either. What about you, Zach?
Nah, dude, mine's off too.
It's probably a blackout. Except not. I wonder what's up.
Yeah, I don't know.
What should we do?
You should buy more power cables and steal power from your neighbors.
Not so fast, Earthlings!
Darn it.
Just stop right there.
Oh my god.
It's Captain Compost.
And Lady Recycler.
Using other people's powers is not the answer.
Especially when the solution is right in front of you.
Instead, use these.
These energy-saving light bulbs help distribute power evenly around the building.
And instead of leaving lights on all day, just turn 1 or 2 on when you need to.
The Women's Film Institute has a lot of other programs too. I mean, you have events happening and screenings. Can you talk more about the Women's Film Institute?
Sure. So we have screenings and events year-round, and we co-present other films with other film festivals. And we are all about celebrating and connecting people with the voices of women. So we're putting together workshops and webinars. So there's always something really exciting in terms of seeing great films or learning how to make great films.
Do you have anything on the agenda coming up?
Well, we're co-presenting a bunch of films at Frameline International Film
cool.
Festival and the San Francisco Jewish Film Festival. We just co-presented a film at the SF Green Film Festival, and we have this lovely intern who attended our film festival when she was 16 with her parents and was so inspired by the film that she saw that she really thought she could have a career in film. So now she's at college. Wow. But she came back here and wanted to intern, got into contact with me. So now she's blogging about different films that we're co-presenting with other film festivals and interviewing other filmmakers in the community. So it's really all about giving women and people the opportunity to be a part of what we're doing. It's really important. We could not do this without the support from the community and our attendees and fans.
We talked a little bit about how important it is to really have a lot more dialogue about women in film. And you said maybe on one of these upcoming shows you would put together a panel?
Of course. I would love to do that. I think we do have to have more dialogue about women in film. Also, underrepresented voices in the media, because like your show, it is so important and crucial to give people this forum to really talk about what they're doing. Well, let's talk about when you attended the film festival. It was Tiffany Schlein's Connected film. And I just was wanting to kind of get your thoughts about your experience, your festival experience.
My experience at the film festival every year, I'm just inspired. And I leave, I take away this sense of, okay, you know, I can do this. And the film festival is not intimidating to me. It really gets me engaged in wanting to be a better storyteller. And you know, every year I'm inspired by your programs and also the opportunities to meet the filmmakers. So it's been a tremendous experience all around.
Yeah, it is definitely a labor of love to put this on every year. And it's interesting as a filmmaker, as an artist, and then being on the business side of curating. It's really taught me a lot about just influencing my filmmaking and my journey. But every year is so different. There's always a new filmmaker. There's always a film that I'm just dying to have in the film festival, and just putting it together and having volunteers help me. I mean, really, this is really a volunteer-driven effort. I am just here to try to manage everything, and there's always a surprise. Something will go wrong, but you really have to think about the overall vision and just do it. And that's, I always say that doing a film festival is like having a film production 24/7, because you're constantly in production. And it's taught me and it's strengthened me a lot of ways as a filmmaker. But I also want to say too, talking about women in film currently, so I had the opportunity to curate for another women's film festival. So when I was going to look for films, I was looking at every film festival lineup. I probably looked at over 300 film festival lineups. And maybe for each film festival, there is a handful of women being shown out of hundreds of films. And so it really made me think how important it is to have a festival forum for women. And also too, there's the statistics. It's very daunting in Hollywood. You know, it's always less than 7% of women direct films in Hollywood. But I think now, what I'm hearing, and a lot of people are telling me, that that doesn't really matter, because you can really make your film and it can be successful, and you can do it independently, and there's so many other ways to have your film screened, whether it's at a film festival or online. So people are finding new audiences.
And Scarlett, I think that's what this episode is about. This episode is about everybody out there, especially women. This is your opportunity to take your story and make a film.
Yes.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Scarlett.
it's a pleasure.